Hey y'all, it's your girl. I'm back. I gotta talk to y'all about a few things. Um, I gotta tell you about a date that I went on and then a fall through date. Yeah, a date and then a fall through date. Okay, so I went on a date with the guy who I said was the country salesman from the last video that we were supposed to go out, and then he said that his mom was sick or something, and then he had to cash out me the money for the tickets, and I went anyways by myself. Well, him and I finally went out, and it was okay. It was a cool date. We just went to the movies again. And went out to eat, and it was fine. After, he was very touchy feely, he wanted to hold my hand the whole time, um, rubbing my shoulders, rubbing my back, holding my hand. After the movies, we sat like on this bench outside and we talked and people watched, made up stories about like what we thought the people were saying or doing or who they were with, and it was fun. I like to do that, girl. I do that in my spare time. I just be making up stories about people and creating narratives for them and stuff as our people watch. So he enjoyed doing that too. So that was nice, and I thought everything was all good. Thought everything was all good, but come to find out, he fabricates. Not only is he making up narratives and stories about the people we don't know as we people watch, he's making up narratives and stories about himself. Um, he told me that he had this whole car business on the side. Girl, he done sold probably about 7 or 8 cars that weren't worth nothing. That was like $600. He is not doing what he said he was doing. He said he sold all kinds of appliances, refrigerators, washers and dryers and furniture. Girl, he got ding stuff, scratching. Anyway, the operation is not how he described it as being. And the way that I found out is, on Facebook, it sometimes comes up people you may know. And depending on the phone numbers that you have in your phone, it might come up people you may know. So his name came under people you may know. I happened to be going on Facebook one day, and I go on his page, child, and I see these little rinky dink cars that he was, trying to sell, and they was $600, $500, and got little TVs, 250. I mean, he just the operation that he described to me is not what he had. And then he also, just different stuff. Excuse me, that I just found out was not as he described it to be. And then he had a nerve to come up with the fact that he had lost his check card and like he needed to pay some kind of fee for the auction. Girl, and he tried to feel like I was gonna cash app him the money, he was gonna cash app me back. And that's the wrong thing to do because I only receive cash apps. That's all I do. I receive cash apps from men. I don't give cash apps to men. Like, I don't do that. So that was a red flag. So I had to let that go. So yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. So he's out. So now let me tell you about the other guy. Let's call him. Ooh, what are we gonna call? What are we going to call him? Let's call him Mr. Pedicure. Yeah, let's call him Mr. Pedicure. So he, you know, sent me a cash app for $50, and he was like, go get a pedicure. Then he sent me another cash app for 25, told me go ahead and get myself some lunch, big spender. Um, so I was like, okay, of course I will. So I did just that. I went and got a pedicure and I went and got myself some lunch. And he was like, let me take you out on a date. So I was like, okay, let me get back to you by the end of the month. So he was like, the end of the month, and I was like, Yeah, I mean, you work at night, I work during the day. So the only time we can see each other is on the weekends. And, my weekends kind of fill up sometimes. So let me get back to you by the end of the month and I'll have scheduled something for us and I'll make sure that we can go out. So I don't think he liked that. I think he felt as though it meant that he wasn't a priority. But I was just saying, let me work something out. I can't tell you something on the spot, but what I can do is I can get back to you with a definite date that works for me. Okay, so fast forward to I told him that this Friday worked for me. He said, "Okay." I told him that last Friday. I said, "Next Friday." Well, it was last Saturday. I was like, "Friday works for me. Does that work for you?" So he was like, "I think that you're shade texting me and no, 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 phase texting me, and I know you date other people. Even though I don't like that, I've accepted it, and but I don't really know that you're showing that much interest in me." And I'm just like, "Listen, we talked about me getting back to you by the end of the month. I'm getting back to you. I'm keeping up my end of the deal. I don't know, where this is coming from." So I was like, "But if you don't want to go out, that's fine. We don't have to do that." So, 10 minutes later, he like, "Nah, I want to go out. Let's go out." So we decided we're gonna go out. So he screenshots me a reservation that he made for us at Maggiano's. Okay. So Maggiano's is a restaurant that I like. It's an Italian restaurant. I didn't tell him. I mean, I did tell him I liked Italian food, but I didn't tell him I liked the restaurant, even though I do. So I was impressed that he went on and made reservations, sent a screenshot with time and everything. So I was like, okay. So the day before, which was yesterday, he confirmed with me we still on, blah 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 blah. Okay, everything's good. So today he calls me at like the reservation was for 6. He calls me at like 5, I want to say like 5:08, something like that. He calls me. He's like, "Listen, I want to communicate with you." He was like, "I'm very frustrated. I'm meeting my child's mother to get my child. We meet at a halfway point. She's not here. She was supposed to be here at 3:30. You see what time it is. She is still not here. She could not have left at the time that she said she left because she would have been here, traffic or no traffic. She's not here. I'm very frustrated. So I'm not gonna get back in time enough to get him, to get back, get him settled, and get to the restaurant at the time that we said. So I'm just trying to communicate with you, but I don't know what time I'll be back. But hopefully we can still see each other." And I was like, "Okay, well, what time do you think, around you'll be back?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Well, do you have the babysitter for a certain amount of time?" And he was like, "No, I kind of told him that I needed him for the night. And, you know, I got a room and stuff." And I'm like, you got a room?" And he was like, "Yeah, for me and my son." And I was like, "Oh, okay, okay." And he was like, "So he could go to the pool." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, 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 okay." Cause I was confused for a minute there, and I'm glad that cause I didn't want to assume. So, um, he was like, "But I really don't know what time I'm gonna get back." So we stayed on the phone a while. We talked, and at that point, it was like 5:45. She still was not there. I got off the phone with him. He was like, "Okay, I'm gonna cash app you money so you can get some dinner because I really do apologize." Blah 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 blah. So okay, which I appreciate. I appreciate that what he will do if he can't do nothing else is he will cash app a sister some money to make sure she eat. You know what I'm saying? If he can't do nothing else, he will do that. So I can appreciate it. So he says to me, "Well, she just texted me and said that she'll." At that time, it was 5:45. He said that she said that she would be there by 6:15. Okay, that was still another half an hour. So I was thinking to myself, if she get there at 6:15, he still got to drive back an hour, 7:15, and you got to get. And that's with no traffic. It's traffic on a Friday night. So I'm like, really, you're not gonna get back to like 7:45? Then you got to get him settled, and then it'll probably be 8 o'clock when you do that, and then go to a restaurant. it was a no-go for me. So he was like, "Can I still see you tonight?" And I was like, "No, everything happens for a reason. So, we'll just have to schedule another night." And he was like, "No, I mean, I'm dressed. As soon as I drop him off, I'll be ready to go because I'm already dressed and I've been hyped and I've been looking forward to this for 2 weeks, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, "Yeah, I understand. But just like how you're complaining about she's monopolizing your time, I can't have you monopolizing mine. I don't know when you're gonna get back, what you're gonna do, and I can't be waiting around in my clothes or have my clothes. No, because once I'm ready to get settled, I'm ready to get settled, and that's that." So he was like, "Okay." So she was beeping in. He got off the phone with me, and I have not talked to him since. I don't know. Maybe he feels some type of way that I wouldn't wait for him, but oh well. I that is one of my pet peeves. I don't like for people to monopolize my day. You either come through when it's time or you switch the time. I'm okay because things happen. So if we're supposed to meet at 6 and you can't meet till 7 and you switch it up to 7, I'm good with that. But you can't say I can't meet you at 6 and I don't know what time I'll meet you, but it'll be sometime before midnight. That's what I'm not gonna do. I don't do that. I don't do that. You can't monopolize my time for 6 hours. I don't do that. No, 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 no. No. So, I don't know if we'll reschedule. I mean, he probably will want to reschedule. I believe everything happens for a reason, though. I really do. So I don't know. But I ended up going out to eat with my parents, and we went to Texas Roadhouse, honey, and had some drinks and some steak, some potatoes, and had a good old time. So I'm good. I'm good on that. So I still had a date. Had a date with my parental unit, and that's priceless. So I'm good. Um, I just wanted to come over here and tell y'all that, the the city, the state, the country is opening back up, and your girl, even though I don't want to, it seems like I belong to the streets. So I'm gonna be back out here, and I'm gonna be back dating, and till I get it right. And so if you see me with somebody different on Friday than you do on Saturday, because I am supposed to go on a date tomorrow with somebody different, you know what? Just text me and tell me which one you like better, which one you thought I was a better fit with. Don't blow up my spot. Well, you can't blow it up because I let everybody know from the jump I date other people. Exclusivity only belongs in a relationship and a marriage. I don't do exclusive dating. I date around. And when I decide that I want to be exclusive with somebody, it's time for me to then get in a relationship. So you really won't be blowing up my spot because everybody knows that I'm dating other people. But don't make things awkward. Just pull me aside or text me and tell me, which one you like best. Okay. I need y'all help. If y'all got some suitors, you can email me. You can comment on the video if you know somebody that you think I would be a good fit with. I'm taking applications, I'm taking references, referrals. Uh, I'm trying to, date all this year so I could be in a different space and committed next year because I need to have some babies and settle down. So let me know. Look out for your girl, okay? I'll talk to y'all later. Mwah.